Hello， 大家好，歡迎翻嚟 OneNightTalk 嘅特別節目。咁我係你嘅節目主持人阿 K。咁今日咧就好高興咁樣就請到一個好出色嘅吉他手過嚟同我哋一齊接受訪問嘅。因為佢係我個人嘅關係啦，咁所以嚟緊咧我就會用英文去同佢做一啲訪問嘅。咁我都知我哋大部分嘅聽眾其實都係講廣東話嘅。咁喺訪問嘅過程入邊啦，咁我都會中間停一停，咁可能做少少 translation 俾翻大家，咁等大家可以更加深入認識到佢嘅。咁介紹翻我哋今日嘅嘉賓啦，就係Christopher。Hello，nice to meet you。
Hello。
咁另外我呢邊咧仲有嚟緊呢個 show 嘅主辦方嘅，係你都可以 introduce 下你自己，係啊。
我叫 Theo。
係啦，咁係啦，咁嚟緊個 show 就希望大家可以多多支持啦。咁first, I will talk about to translate in English. I know you are very famous in playing the guitar, and then your guitar sound is very unique. And I think it feels like you like to telling a story through playing the guitar, and then also expressing some emotion through your playing. So, how did you first get into music and start playing the guitar?
Yeah, I feel like it's all my dad's fault. Because he used to be a musician as well, and I remember with him we would always go to like a music shop and look at the CDs and everything, and we would go and buy like one every time we would go to like a mall. And I remember once we went to this shop and they had like one of those guitar packs, like a combo that came like with a small amp and everything. Yeah. And then he just got it and he was like, oh, I used to have one of these, like the same color and everything. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I didn't know that he used to play. And then he told me that he used to play guitar, and then he told me suddenly that he had this band and he played on the TV and on the radio, and I was like, what? Wow. Like, I just didn't have any idea that my dad used to play. And then he just grabbed the box and he was like, this is going to be your first guitar. And I was like, okay. And when we got back home, he suddenly just plugged in. He was like shredding and everything, and he was like, I'm really rusty because I don't remember how to play. And I was like, wow, this is crazy because I had no idea. And then he basically would just like teach me after school a little bit of guitar and everything. So yeah, it's kind of his fault that I got into music.
Like a hidden talent you didn't know about.
Yeah, exactly. I've been living for like, I think I was in middle school, and suddenly my dad told me that he used to play the guitar. I was like, what? I didn't know.
Nice.
Yeah, this sounds very interesting story. Yeah, and then so you started to play the guitar, and then again I feel that the guitar, that instruments, is become very mainstream music in those days, and then but you have a very classic and then traditional vibe for playing guitar. Nowadays, some people use guitar to play the electronic music, to play the R&B style. So, what genre or artists have inspired you?
When I was growing up, I'm still like a big U2 fan. So the guitarist The Edge, he would inspire me loads with all the effects and all that stuff, like really crazy sounds. Yeah. So I was a big fan of U2 and Queen. So I feel like those two, and Van Halen, of course. And then I got more into like heavier music, Steve Vai. And obviously I'm from Mexico, so Carlos Santana as well. Yeah, so all of those were like a big influence for me. And yeah, I feel like I keep changing my influences as I continue to listen and discover new music. Because at some point I was a full-on metalhead, and I would listen to only like Metallica, Megadeth, and Slipknot, and even like heavier stuff. And then now I'm more of a blues guy, and I like Stevie Ray Vaughan and John Mayer. I like it.
Mellowed out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I think I go up and down a little bit. So I feel like it varies throughout the time, but I feel like I try to learn from the different music that I like and try and implement a little bit on the stuff I do as well.
Yeah, that sounds very impressive. I mean, as I'm not a guitar player. I'm just a music lover, but I love to listen different kind of genre because I can explore more when I listen more. Yeah.
Yeah, and you never know. Then you're gonna find something that you're gonna be like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. So, what moment gave you the opportunity to perform and then to let more people to discover your music? How you start your career to play the guitar?
I started in say middle school, but I was a drummer back then. With we would play like Metallica covers basically, and since there was lots of guitarists where I used to live, I was the only drummer, so I would be playing the drums. And it wasn't until university that because I always continued playing guitar, and at the university there was like this talent show, and I decided to sign up, and I just played like the guitar by myself, a few covers there for the school. And when I came down the stage, there was like a group of 5 people that came, and they told me like, we have a band, you want to play with us? And I was like, oh, cool.
There you go.
So they invited me to like practice on that same week on a Friday, and then I went to practice with them, and they were playing like reggae and ska and like classic rock, and I'm like, I have never played this stuff. So it was pretty fun, and I jammed with them and everything, and they told me, oh, we actually have a gig tomorrow, you want to come? I'm like, well, I guess so. So then that was the first time I played at the pub. And obviously it was my first gig outside of school and outside of like family reunions and everything. And by that time we had some family visiting over. So then you can imagine it was my first gig, and all my family wanted to go and see. So it was quite embarrassing at first because then the whole the family was just cheering, and we hadn't even started. And I was like, yeah, no, that's my family. But yeah, they were really sweet. They always have encouraged me to continue with music. And then I continued playing with that band, and we played on a bunch of like private events and pubs and like small music festivals and stuff like that. But it was mainly covers. And as I was going through university, I studied animation and VFX. So I had like this project, and I wanted to make like a song for this small like short film. And I just wrote like a basic idea for the song for the short, and it was just like 30 seconds, but I kind of liked the idea. And then I started like working more and more on that song, and I started like writing more songs and everything. So ever since university I started making my own music, but it took me a really long time before I finished my first album, because you know, you work on some things and then you abandon it, and then you listen to it again, you're like, oh, it doesn't sound that good.
It's not good anymore.
Yeah, it's not good anymore. And then you re-record it, and then it took me a long time to actually get the courage to publish it, because I like, you know, I get really self-conscious about my stuff. But then I was like, yeah, I mean, it's better for it to be out there than just in my computer and never really be heard by anyone. So then I published it, and I think that gave me like the hype to continue writing. And then I started working on the second album, and that one I finished way more quickly than the first one. And I had learned a bunch of things of like mixing and mastering, because I had recording, and all the mistakes that I made I tried to avoid, which is good, because then I listened back to the first album and I'm like, it doesn't sound that good, but I feel like it means that you improved a little bit, at least on some things. So I feel like it's just fun. And another thing that I always hesitated was that I just didn't stick to one genre, because I started with metal, and then I played some funk and then some blues, and I was like, this is all over the place. But I feel like at the end of the day, if you're gonna have fun making your own project, might as well go all in. So yeah, basically I've been just like writing and trying to find like little gigs here and there, and I feel like finally I've gotten like just a couple of gigs so far, which is I feel like it's more than I could actually ask for.
So how many albums do you have?
I have 2, just 2 and a single. But actually the single is just like an acoustic version of one of the songs from my first album. And that's kind of what I'm working at the moment. I wanted to do like another twist on some of the songs that I already did, like make them a little bit more acoustic.
A little bit different feeling.
Yeah, exactly. To see, just to experiment if I can translate those songs to like a different genre. But yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of like that, and just meeting more musicians, and they kind of invite you to play gigs, and it's always fun playing live.
It's not very challenging before you publish your first album. So before you publish your first album, how could you discover your style, or what challenges during that period?
Yeah, I feel like I'm still trying to figure out my style, because I feel like I changed from. I feel like the essence is there, because it's mainly like lead guitar, melody. Like I try to think of the guitar like if it was, because I don't sing, and I'm like, it sounds empty if I just do music without any voice or anything. So I try to think of the guitar as if it was the voice, like if it was trying to say something. So I feel like that's maybe the thing in common in my songs. But like I said, I like playing with different genres. So I'm still trying to figure out what style I like. Because sometimes I like something more heavy, something more soft, or something a little bit more psychedelic, or like go completely different and play reggae or play ska or stuff like that. So yeah, I think maybe I still need to figure out what's the style.
I can feel you. Sometimes I love to listen some healthy metal, but sometimes I love to listen to pop music too.
Yeah, exactly.
People realize that. So, and then I can listen your guitar playing is really smoothing. So, how much time do you spend in playing guitar each week?
Each week, I think it really depends on my week, and it really depends on work as well. I feel like if I have a rehearsal coming up or like a gig coming up, I'm going to be playing loads throughout the week. But if I'm just if nothing is happening, then yeah, from time to time, if I'm waiting for something, I would just grab the guitar and doodle a little bit, or like I try to at least a few hours a week play a little bit.
So, as a guitar player, and then you must have a lot of guitar by your own. So how many guitar do you own?
Well, it depends. Are you gonna judge me?
I won't judge you.
Oh, you will judge me? Oh man.
Not normal.
I have I use for like recording and gigs. I have 3, and I have another one that I was trying to learn how to do like soldering and everything. I don't know if you've seen that they sell. Yeah. Like guitar kits that you can basically work with the wood and everything.
Like a parts caster you put together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have one of those that I did.
Me too.
But that one I just use for like just playing at the sofa and.
It's never perfect, right? So
yeah, exactly. You know that if you move something a little bit, then it's gonna do a noise or something. Yeah, but it's still I have those 3 and the one that is like just for like practice, and I have an acoustic one too.
So which one do you like the most?
Oh no. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I have one that I call Bluey. That one I got for a birthday, and I think that maybe is my favorite. I really like the color. It's blue.
How did you get to know this show, the Indie Night? What kind of connection or the face that brought you to take part in this show?
Oh yeah, it was actually at the gig. I got invited by some friends to. So basically, they got invited to play at the gig where Sharon is. She was playing there, and they invited some friends of mine, and they needed a guitar player. So they asked me if they were like, "Oh, do you want to come and play? We can play some." They had some originals as well, and they were like, "We can play some of ours and some of yours." And yeah, we build up the band and get ready for the gig. So yeah, that's how I met them. We played on the same show with them, and afterwards, like a few months later, I think I published like a video on Instagram, and then Sharon contacted me. She was like, "Oh, I'm actually organizing this event. You want to play?" I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So that's how I started joining them. And I think it's really cool what they're doing and everything.
Sounds very interesting story. So and then I know you have a lot of experience on the stage, and then as you said, you're first on the stage, you feel very embarrassing, feel very nervous. So how about today when you're on stage, are you still feeling nervous?
Yes. Yes. Really? I've played so many times on like different places, and it's always like the first 3 songs that always get me, and I always feel a little shaky. So yeah, I feel like you have to put the easiest song at the beginning so that there's less room for mistakes. And then once you get a little bit more comfortable, then it's fine. But yeah, I still get nervous.
For this show, and then how could you prepare for this show? Do you have any preparation or any things you do to relax your pressure?
Yeah, I have some friends playing with me on this show. We're all Latinos. It's pretty fun, the vibe, and I feel really comfortable with them as well, and they're really talented too. And they were super kind to want to play my songs too on the show. I feel like with them, I feel more relaxed because I feel like it really depends on the band with the vibe too. Like if you feel comfortable with them, then you feel like you're just like with your friends, just playing and having fun. So I feel like that helps a lot as well.
I'm really excited for your show. And then for the there is the show is coming for the audience coming to see the show on May. And then what kind of mood should they come with? Are you excited to meet them?
Oh yeah. I have actually have had some people reach out and told me that they got tickets, which is really funny.
Oh, nice.
I like doing volleyball sometimes, and I've met some people through that, and they saw that I had the show coming, and they told me, "Oh, we got tickets for your show," and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting many people to come." They seem really happy. So hopefully it's going to be fun for everyone. We have a set that goes basically through the different genres. Hopefully there's going to be something that they like. We're going to play a little bit of reggae, a little bit of blues, a little bit of rock, and a little bit of like a psychedelic mix. So hopefully it's going to be interesting, or maybe there's going to be a song that someone will like.
Yeah. 咁頭先即係Christopher 都講咗好多啦，咁我都用廣東話做翻一個少少嘅即係可能 summary 咁樣俾大家啦。咁就係佢就係第一次即係去玩呢個吉他嘅時候啦。咁即係佢點樣認識第一次出 show 咧？就係佢喺大學嘅時候咧，咁佢就有一個即係朋友咁樣，咁佢就去報咗一個比賽咁樣，跟住佢個朋友就問你咁你有冇興趣去玩啊咁樣，咁佢就覺得都幾有興趣，咁咪試下啦咁樣，跟住就結果就係夾咗個 band 咁樣到而家啦。咁可能一路以嚟即係直到佢即係不停咁樣，可能間唔中都有唔同，由大學到而家間唔中都有唔同嘅 show 啊咁樣去出下嘅。咁最緊要就係即係個最專注嘅時機就係即係佢覺得就係一開始嘅時候其實佢自己都唔係話真係好熟悉其他後邊嗰啲 music production 嘅嘢，咁佢其實都係不停咁樣慢慢去摸啊，慢慢透過不停去學習啊，咁然後就知道有時即係可能佢有時例如有啲音樂上面嘅嘢，咁可能有啲位就駁錯咗，跟住然之後佢後尾就慢慢咁去修正翻，咁然之後去到一個重點就係咁佢之後同埋嗰陣時候佢就係大學嘅時候係讀 animation 呢一科啦，咁佢其實就想自己去嘗試一下去幫自己嘅嗰個片段去做一啲sound effect一啲後期製作嘅嘢嘅，咁所以就令到佢更加即係有動力咁樣繼續去行呢個吉他嘅路啦。咁其實即係佢日常方面啦，咁其實佢自己都有不停咁樣去，即係可能 depends on 每一個月咁樣去會即係有啲咩時間，咁佢都會努力咁樣去學到吉他嘅。我覺得即係最令我覺得真係好特別嘅位咧，就係佢有佢話佢自己暫時而家嚟講係有3支嘅吉他，咁佢自己嘅有一支吉他咧，咁係佢嘅一個 birthday gift 嚟嘅，所以對佢嚟講係一個好重要嘅意義啦。咁我相信即係對於任何嘅音樂人嚟講，其實佢哋都會有唔同嘅 instruments 啊，佢哋都會有佢嘅即係自己中意嘅 style 咁樣。咁但係可能佢都會有迷失嘅時候啦。咁佢而家都不停咁樣去揾一啲屬於佢嘅 style， 學習緊唔同嘅方面嘅嘢咁樣。咁希望大家可以嗰日咧就支持一下呢個 show 啦。咁因為其實即係我覺得頭先 Christopher 講得好好個位就係你要不停咁樣去學習唔同嘅 style， 去知道自己個風格係乜嘢。咁即係我覺得即係可能 for me 嚟講，咁其實我就唔係一個可能成日都聽即係靜吉他嘅人啦。咁但係我覺得其實呢個 show 係一個好好嘅地方去俾大家去聽下唔同嘅樂器啊，或者去透過呢個音樂，即係其實 透過呢個音樂或者可能淨係呢個吉他嘅聲音，咁可能呢個唔係你平時聽開嘅 style 嘅，但係可能你喺呢個 show 入邊你都會有一啲唔同嘅得着，或者可能會對於音樂呢樣嘢可能會打開咗你嘅新嘅世界都未定嘅。我覺得呢樣嘢就係 Many thanks today, Christopher, and through the interview we know more about you, and then I'm really impressive about your experience in playing the guitar, and then I hope you have a successful in your show.
Oh,
Good show. Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, thank you for having me too.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.